day everyone. Today we are going to be learning how to make carrot oil. This is a DIY on how to make carrot oil. Now what you need to make this, you need your carrots. Yes, I have some carrots here with me. You need carrots, then you need a grater to grate it. You need a grater to grate the carrots. We'll be needing grater, then you'll be needing your oil base. Any kind of oil. You might decide to use coconut oil or olive oil, but in this my own tutorial today, I'm going to be making use of olive oil. This is the olive oil in this cup. Yes, this is the quantity I want to make use of. And then you need extra plates. Sorry, I've started grating. I lost the first clip of the video, so I have to start all over again. So you need extra plates where you will be doing the grating. But before you start grating your carrots, you have to wash it and then you scrape it. You wash the carrot and then scrape it. Then after scraping, you rinse it again to remove the little debris on the carrot. Then you let it dry. You let the water on the carrot dry out. I've washed my own, I've scraped it. It's not looking fresh because I didn't buy the carrot today. I bought this carrot since on Sunday and today is Tuesday. I'm making use of it today. That is why, but the carrot is still okay. The carrot is still okay, it's not rotting. So you get the carrot and then you wash it just like I said. You scrape it and then you let the water dry out from the carrot. Then you now start this thing. This is it. I'm grating it. You can see that it's very tiny and it's not wet because I let the water on it to dry out. It's very tiny and it's not wet. And see, I'm using this side to do it, and you can see that it's coming out through the back. Now see what I got. I'm still grating it. You continue like that until you get the quantity of carrots that you want to make use of. Now when I get to this part, this is the under. I don't want to add it to it, but it's optional. But for me, I don't want to add it, so I'm discarding this one. So now I'm done grating the carrot. This is what I got from the carrot. It's very plenty. So I'm not going to be using all. Yes, I will not use all of it because it's very plenty. So now the next thing you want to do now is to grab your jar. You grab your jar and then you put this inside. You put this inside. Now because the oil here is not much, so I'm not going to be using all. I'll tell you what you can do with the balance. So the next thing you want to do now is to do what? You pour in the oil. You pour in the oil and then you do what? You let the oil, you let the carrot soak in the oil. This is it. Now, after doing this, you are going to cover it very tight. Your container that you use, you can decide to use a glass jar. This is a plastic jar I'm using. After doing this, you cover it very tight. You cover it very tight, and then you put it where you can put it on your window where it can be seeing the sunlight. Yes, you can put it on the window. Yes, where you know that yes, this will be seeing sunlight. I'm going to be leaving this for like a week or two. Yes, I'll leave it for 2 weeks. I'm going to leave it for 2 weeks. So, but make sure that every day you are shaking it. You are shaking it every day. By the time you leave this for 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, you now bring it out and then you sieve it. You use your filter to extract the oil, to press out the oil from it, and then you have your carrot oil, pure one. This one you don't need to cook it, you don't need to boil it. No, this is pure carrot oil we are making here. Now after 2 weeks, I'm going to be showing us how it looks like after 2 weeks. I'm going to be showing us the oil after 2 weeks, how it looks like. Thank you for staying with me. This video is just a short video for me to show you how to get this. First of all, we started by getting our carrots, washing it and scraping it. Then we now grate it. After you grate your carrot like this, this is it. This is the remaining one that I got. I'll tell us what I'm going to do with this one as well. Then you now pour it in a jar, in an airtight jar, airtight container. Make sure it's a glass jar or this kind of plastic jar, because if you try to use this kind of a thing, maybe for instance you say you want to pour it in this kind of a container, it might soak in your oil. Yes, it might soak in the oil and even the carrot. So that is why I don't use this kind of it. So if you don't have a bottle jar, a glass jar I mean to say, you can use this kind of transparent plastic jar to do your own. This is what I use. So you are going to leave it for 2 weeks. You pour it here, pour your oil on it. You can see that the carrot is under the oil. The oil is above the carrot. That's how it's supposed to be. Yes, let your oil be above the carrot. If you have oil, enough oil, pour as much as you want it to be. Then you will now keep it on top of your window and leave it there so that it can be getting sunlight. Put it in sun direction, not directly under the sun. No, leave it at the window. Then every morning you make sure you are shaking it every morning. Yes, for the 2 weeks. And if you know you cannot endure for 2 weeks, you can leave your own for 1 week and then you extract the oil. You sieve the oil, press it out with your with either any tight cloth that you can get. Yes, or if you have a good sieve, you can make use of it. Now I have something like this to show us. I have this, but when you try to make use of this might bring out some little particles, little debris. So I'm not going to be making use of this. The day after the 2 weeks, I'll still come back to show us what I'll be using to extract my oil and how I extract it. Thank you for staying. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. If you gain value from this tutorial, please comment below and stay tuned for the part 2 of this video where I'll be extracting the oil. Thank you. Then before I forget, I almost forgot, I said I'll tell us what to do with this one. Now this one, that after grating this one now, is not going to be a waste. Another way you can get your carrot oil is what? You let this one dry. Don't put it in the sun. Don't put it in direct sunlight. You can leave it under the fan in your room and then let it dry. Don't put it under the sun. Leave it under the fan in your room and let it dry out. By the time it dry, you can still get your carrot oil from this. This one is the wet one. Then once it's dry, you pour it in a jar like this again and pour your oil over it. Yes, once it dry out, you pour it in a jar. That is, if you don't want it this way, this is another method of getting your pure carrot oil. You let this one dry. After it dry, you pour it in a jar and then you pour your oil in it and leave it to soak for some days. Maybe like 4 days or even a week, and then you extract your oil from it. But like I said, this is my own. I'm going to leave it for 2 weeks to extract the oil. Now I leave this for people so that I can tell us the second method of how to get the carrot oil, which is what I just explained. For me to say it again, you let this dry. Don't put it in direct sunlight. You can leave it under your fan and let it dry out. Let the water dry out. Then you pour it in a jar. pour it in a glass jar or in a plastic jar like this, and then you pour your oil over it. Please don't use groundnut oil. It's either you use coconut oil or you use olive oil. Like this one, I use olive oil to achieve this one. The same thing, I'm going to still use olive oil. Once this one is dry, it's still olive oil that I'm going to use. And after 2 weeks, I'll come back to show us how the oil look like. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video. If you get value from me, share the video, subscribe, comment. Thank you. God bless you for watching.